Oh, yeah, okay.
But you
I just got the one girl,
just
bro.
the one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
19 months.
Oh, me.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, choice. Yeah.
It's been good.
Good age, yeah. Good age,
Good age,
bro.
yeah, bro.
It goes fast, bro.
Oh.
Like, fuck. They just, like even Sun, it's just blink of an eye, bro, and Kant's already trying to crawl around.
Yeah, bro. 100.
I mean, we're on the clock anyway. We're recording.
Yep.
All right.
Kia ora, everyone. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Horrors Tell Stories, episode 16,
Fuck,
I believe.
We're on a roll, boys.
1-6. Yep, we're pretty deep now. We're pretty deep. But back in the studio with the boys. Got man to my left, Kalyn Ponga's cousin.
Kia ora, brothers. Good to be here as usual. Little vent session.
Yep.
Nice.
Got a nice fader again.
Nah, well, I'll save that for next week, huh?
Is that not fresh, bro?
Oh, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Got the greys are coming through the way.
Yeah.
A little
So
bit.
I need to fucking sort it out. Yeah.
Gonna just keep the mo.
Yeah. Keep them.
Yep. Mean.
Nice.
Man in front of him, Coach Joe. What's up, bro?
Kia ora whanau. What's going on? All good? Good week, boys?
Yeah, good week.
Yeah.
Hay fever, bro. It's hay fever season for me.
I saw the pills, bro.
It fucks me, bro.
Fuck, you're the worst I actually have met, bro, actually. Fuck,
Dana.
you're pretty bad, eh? Yeah.
Oh,
Dane.
bro.
Dane Job.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
He won't admit it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, cuz.
I think it was these two were complaining at state titles when they moved it to the November one.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yes.
Fever season,
I
bro.
saw these two just in the corner just fucking flicking the nose.
Got to battle the flies as well, right?
Yeah, bro.
God.
Yeah.
Fucking double whammy, that one. In the heat. Fuck, no good. But today we've got a guest back in the building. One of the bros. He's co-founder of S30, a gym that's been popping off at the moment.
Pumping, bro.
Pumping hard. And that's Ret Hartley. What's happening, bro?
Not much, bro. Thanks for having me, boys.
Awesome, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Been busy?
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
Business is growing.
Yep.
But yeah, things are moving well.
No, awesome, bro. We'll get into depth of that soon. But usual schedule, pit and peak in the gym. Who wants to...
I'll kick us off, boys.
Nice.
You know, working in a gym, you come across all types of people, eh? Had this big ogre-looking bastard come into the gym, steroided up. Wearing those bike shorts, like those real short ones.
Yep.
Had a bit
Like
of a
the
problem.
ones we wore at our
Yes,
triathlon.
the triathlete
Yeah,
ones, yeah. And used to go through the gym, bro, and actually like go to the hottest girl in the gym, put his leg up on the bench and start yarning, showing his nuts, bro.
those ones.
It's a power move, Val.
Big bastard.
power
His
move,
wife
bro.
was there, but she she wasn't all there. And like the girl starting to complain. I'm like, fuck, I don't really want to have to deal with this cunt. Like, and I had to address the issue. Anyways, I was training a female client, comes out of the shower, sits down, just starts chatting her up. I was like, fuck's sakes, mid-session. Putting his shoes on, talking and all this kind of shit. And we go into the shower that he'd been in, just quickly use the toilet. And the fella had shit all over the gym, bro.
This guy.
The feces, bro, I'm not shitting you. Oh, sorry, pun not intended, but bro, feces on the floor, like a big chocolate log, bro, in the middle of the toilet. And he'd smudged it. This is a grown man in his 40s across the wall, bro. I walked in shock, laughing, in shock at the same time, bro.
Didn't know what to do.
Didn't know what to do. I couldn't believe it. And like, I'm not. You ever seen that daddy daycare?
Yeah.
The little kid shits on the wall. He's looking up, but I'm not shitting you. It was all over the wall. Up high. It's like he just spun around with the shit in his hand, bro.
A full-grown ass man.
Full-grown man, bro. I had to ring him up. And we're like, hey, look, mate, fuck, check the cameras, last one in there. Mate, did you shit all over the show? He goes, no, it wasn't me. We're like, bro, who the fuck was it? And like, we hit him up about it. And then we had to hit him up about showing his nuts to the girls. And he's like, I'm a married man. He goes, okay, no, I'm sorry. You know, just signed up, bro.
Oh, panic
Within a
mode,
week, panic
cornered.
mode. Anyways, I started cancelling. We cancelled his membership, bro, but he came in aggressive and I'm trying to have a go at us for it. But like, what else do you mean to do, bro? Man, you shit all over the gym. So that was a gym pit. Gym peak, I started training in the last 2 weeks. My first ever deaf client. Daughter's been coming in.
choice.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, bro, because I'm learning little hand signs and stuff. And done my first session with her, just me and her, because the daughter goes, I'm going to leave you alone now with mum. You've picked up a few of the basics like reps and sets and all that kind of stuff. And I thought I'd jump the gun and try and learn like, hey, you have a good day with my sign language. And I fucked it up. But I was going like this with weight. But I was going like this, eh?
Oh, titties.
And just like asked the daughter, like, she got a bit of a sense of humor and she pumps too, bro. She goes pretty good.
Yeah.
Asking the daughter, why is he talking about titties all the time? And because she didn't realize I was like meant to be going weights, fucking up titties. And then I asked her like if the set's easy or hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you do hard? And the daughter's like, oh, so what you do is you do a D and you go hard. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's a stitch up. So I'm in the gym, bro, going, is the set hard? Like, some of the boys, bro, and that's how you do it. No stitch up. So you do the letter D for anyone that needs to know. If you're sign language hard, letter D, open your mouth. and just say hard. But yeah, no, so that's
Edit
pit and
something
peak,
on that
bro.
video just then, bro.
Yeah.
That's pit and peak. So it's been pretty good because I'm learning and picking up shit as I go, something different.
Yeah.
You know, numbers, sets, name, and all that kind of stuff. So it's been
It's
pretty
choice.
Nice,
Good.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
that's
really
right.
good, bro.
Choice.
It keeps me on your toes as well instead of
Yeah.
zoning out. But yeah,
Thank-
there's pit and peak, boys.
Hey, Job.
Actually, back to the deaf one I had. I thought someone was playing jokes with me. They had called up on the phone and they said, "Oh, this is the Deaf Foundation. We want to know about blah 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 blah. We have a deaf client." And I thought, get out of here! Like someone's really playing me here. But it was actually like the Deaf Association. Someone's on the other line, bro, talking to them via the screen. So they do the sign language on the screen. And then the lady asked me the questions, and then the deaf fella come in and he did his sessions, and he just had his like little
Paper.
interpreter on the phone talking to me.
Yeah.
So they did when we were doing like say chest press,
Yep.
he'd put the phone down, the lady's just sitting there, and they pay these people, the sign language people, to talk to me.
Man,
Yeah,
there's
mate.
opportunity
Yeah.
there, eh?
It's
'Cause
an opportunity,
they
bro.
can't, you know, they don't come to the gym, bro, because they either don't know what they're doing and they need that help, but they can't communicate.
Yep.
So it's been pretty
I thought
good.
it was choice.
Yeah, it's awesome, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually every time I'm trying to pick up something new.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you say this? How do you say that?
Could just walk around with the tripod, you know, like, and then just have this interpreter talking
bro.
to me, and then
Yeah,
I
I
could just talk to the clients.
I know when
Yeah,
I fucked
I
up
had
too,
that
'cause she
experience.
just shakes her head and just laughs. I'm like, fuck. We'll move
Yeah, you
on,
could
move
really
on.
stitch someone
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
eh?
hard.
But anyway, bro, pit and peak. My pit of the week, the 6-week Spearway Challenge finished on Saturday. Did all the weigh-ins, got some really cool results. More of the ladies did better than the dudes in this challenge, which I was really happy about, because sometimes with chicks and newbies, it's hard to get them into the groove over the whole 6 or 8 weeks, whatever sort of challenge you're running. And then on the Sunday, we're all looking forward to the boat party, boys, and it went off, and we raged, boys.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
seen your little
Absolutely
cunny, bro.
rage,
I seen
boys.
your
Shades
cunny.
were on at 2:00 in the morning.
Yep. Mate,
It was mint, bro.
what happened to the bro that fell in?
I
Did he
haven't.
fall in?
He
How
fell in,
the
bro.
fuck
Yeah,
did that
how did
happen?
that
man?
happen?
He reckons he was having a mummy off the front of the boat and he fell in, bro. And then someone's like, "Oh, Manu was like, oh, someone's off the boat." It was a hard case.
I see
But
Manu
he-
with his gloves. Looked like he was going to
Michael Jackson gloves, bro.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to rob the boat after
Yeah.
he finished the party.
And his Woolly Wideaway glasses too. Ah. But then the pit of the week, boys, fucking pulled my shoulder. Hit the shoulder.
Doing what?
Ego lifting.
Welcome to the club.
true.
Ego lifting.
Welcome to the club,
I was looking at my weights, bro, and I was looking at everyone in the gym, and you know, head trainer, you sort of a little bit of ego on the back, bro. I was looking at my
authority.
numbers on the shoulder press, and I thought,
I'm the
so
man
last week I did 11 reps, 100 kilos. So your progression would probably be 105, 110 at most. But I thought 3 plates on each side looks even better, bro. It's 120, too much of a jump. Trying to pump it up, and then I just felt this little. I was like, "Damn, you bastard!" You know, here you are preaching just those small progressions every week.
Yep.
Don't ego lift, and I went and done it myself, boys. Pit of the week,
Yep. Mean.
dumb cunt.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Moving on to you, Rip.
Similar situation, bro. I had I just recently moved to Perth, and when I first came here, I'd come here to set up some F45s. Got involved with those early on, and some of my business partners, Luke included, they'd shot over to Singapore because we set a few up over there. So it's just me I was taking a lunchtime class. Homeless fella walks in. We're in the city of St. George's Terrace. Homeless fella walks in. The class was packed. I was sort of in the back corner with some members. Homeless fella sort of walks in. I didn't actually notice, but someone had actually told me. A member had told me, or someone's walked in and gone back to our bathrooms, because our setup back then, we had a F45 gym out the front, but we also had a private PT studio out the back.
Yep.
That we managed to get on board quite early on, so we can negotiate that. So we had bathrooms and stuff all down there. Homeless fella's in there, walks out after he'd been in there for about 20, 30 minutes. I couldn't get, and I was in a situation where I had a full class, 36 people, some homeless fella in the middle of the toilet. So yeah, and similar situation, went in there, shit smudged there was nothing I could do about it, man. So, that was
Give the cleaners some overtime, bro. That's all you can do.
the cleaners weren't in for another 6 hours, but yeah, man. And I was thinking, like, it was about 2 weeks into the work, and I was thinking, fuck, what the fuck am I doing here? How did I get roped into coming from Melbourne to here? So that's probably one of the pits I've had in the gym. Peak. I've just started actually, like, I used to do a lot of filming content around myself and my own training. I've just started shifting that towards my clients.
I
my
know,
one-on-one
I've
clients.
seen that, bro. Yep.
So pushing that, did another one yesterday, which is something I wanted to do for a while.
That's the move.
Yeah, and it's
That's the
more so
move.
just like providing a bit of content and background around what I do with my clients.
Yeah,
awesome,
especially
bro.
females and males as well, because they all sort of train slightly differently. So was something I wanted to do. Plus, it provides a bit of content for themselves as well.
Yep.
Hopefully, reaches a bit more people as well.
Yeah, bro.
It's not even so much more from getting more clients in, but it's just providing a bit of content for that as well. So that's probably my peak as well.
Oh, nice, bro. Awesome.
Mean.
Awesome. Myself, well, I don't really have much pits in the gym, boys, to be honest. No, I've clowned it a couple of times, you know, trying to be the man, doing muscle ups in the gym on the bars, just on the band to start off with, and the band's fucking, you know, fallen off and slapped me in the face a couple of times.
Yep.
Try to stand on the Swiss ball, be the man in front of my missus.
Yeah.
I showed you the video.
Yeah, I've seen you do that
Yeah.
so many times. I'm
Yeah.
like, please fall off one
Yeah,
of
bro.
these days.
And I actually finally stacked it.
Yeah, mean.
The lady doing the old tricep pulls just behind me. A few other ladies here watching, bro.
Have you seen the Jonah Lomu one, bro? When he's got like the 40-kilo dumbbell standing up, just fucking
Yeah.
doing squat press, bro.
Bro, unreal.
That's hard.
Unreal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a bit of a pit for me. Not really that much. But my peak is when I started doing Kelly, I went to movement, and I think one of my first goals, I thought it wasn't achievable, to be honest. I was like, I just want to be able to do a human flag.
Yep.
Mm.
And then I put in for ages, bro, close to a year just to try and hit that. And then, yeah, managed to get it was like a 7-second hold human flag, both
Hey.
sides.
Half
bro.
mast sniff.
Yeah.
half
yeah,
mast,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was a bit of a peak for me. And yeah.
Shot, mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice,
Yep.
bro.
Hard. So let's get into rep, bro. Give us your background, bro. Where you from?
Lift your mic up, bro.
Sorry,
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so grew up in Wellington.
Yep.
Welly
boy.
boy.
Yeah, Wally boy.
Yeah.
Whereabouts,
Up
bro?
there. Out the hut, bro.
Yeah, true.
Yep. So, one of four, bro. I'm the oldest. Lifestyle, like, so growing up, sort of went through the Ponga, all that sort of stuff, Kura kaupapa, and then into college, which was just, you know, like an English, a Catholic boys' school.
Yep.
Name of the school, bro?
St. Bernard's.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
pretty good. Well, not good, but, you know, had quite a few leagueies come out of the school as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, which was a big bit of adjustment, going from, like, you know, being in a Māori community day to day, and then going to a high school, and then
Yeah.
not knowing how to read and write in English, and then being put in that
True.
scenario.
Was that you?
Yeah, bro. Yep. So, like, I obviously went to Kura kaupapa and stuff, but, you know, you didn't learn English. Oh, my parents, they took me out, but after school, twice a week, they'll go to Kip McGrath, try and learn a bit of English and stuff, just before I went to high school. But, yeah, bro. So went to high school, and then it was just it's a bit of a shock to the system, really, eh?
Yeah, I
think
could
about
imagine.
it, like, and it was a good high school, like multicultural, a lot of Samoans, Tongans, Pacific Islanders, Africans, all that sort of stuff, which was great school, bro, boys' school as well. But yeah, just sort of took a little while to get on my feet.
Yep.
But yeah, grew up in Wellies, typical sort of Māori boy, bro, into your rugby league, touch,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff as well.
Did you speak te reo at home?
Yes and no. Like, so my father's Māori, bro, and then my mum's Pākehā.
Yep.
I could speak in English, but yeah, no, we didn't really speak too much Māori.
Yep.
My dad grew up on the marae and stuff, but unfortunately he wasn't taught the language, so he's really big on pushing that into us
Yeah, okay.
growing up as kids.
Yep.
And then sort of his role he's CEO of Ko Whangareo, bro. He's been in that role for a while, so it was just I guess a natural progression for us to go through that sort of system. But now we didn't speak any te reo at home, but just sort of it was interesting because when I got to high school, I'd already sat level 1 NCA and level 2,
Yep.
which is I think it's
Yeah, cracked it.
SHE here, whatever it's called here.
Yeah.
So I'd already set that, bro. So when I got to college, I could have done level 3 if I wanted to, but I was only year 9 then. So I actually picked up. I wanted to do Japanese at the time, but I picked up the school wouldn't allow it because my English wasn't strong enough. And the vowels in Japanese are very similar to Māori.
to
Māori, bro.
And it's
Yeah,
quite
I've
common
heard
for
that.
a lot of Māori people pick up Japanese really quickly.
Yeah.
So my mum was really big on trying to push us into it, but the school was there was a bit of back and forth and backlash with it, but ended up doing another English course, bro, which helped as well.
Yep.
And then, yeah, bro, left high school, and I sort of knew what I wanted to do, wanted to get involved with PT pretty straight
that
straight
early
away.
on, so
Yeah.
you-
Oh, well, I knew when I was in high school that I wanted to be involved in sport in some form of fashion, whether it was playing it professionally, I think as most of us all do, but unfortunately that didn't work out. So I knew as a backup being involved around exercise, so sort of enrolled myself into exercise science at Welltech, I think, which is like TAFE.
Yep.
Did that for 2 years, bro, and then actually didn't do anything for about a year and a half after that until I got into it. So yeah,
2-year course, that one?
it's actually a 1 year course, bro,
1 year
but
course?
I failed a couple of papers. I had
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
back.
yeah,
I think there was 10 papers to sit, bro, and I think I failed physiology, eh?
Yep.
Oh no, not physiology. Yeah, it was physiology that failed. Then there was 2 of them, bro. So because I failed the first trimester, I couldn't do the second trimester of that. So I actually had to come back, which was actually not too bad, bro. Like I wasn't wasn't the greatest in terms of if I wanted to do something, I feel like I can put my mind to it and do it.
Yep.
But I did struggle a little bit with just going into doing 10 papers, sitting it, and having to get through it and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. How old were you, bro?
I was 17 going into 18, bro.
A lot of Sheilas around at that time too. A lot of distractions, bro.
Yeah. Alcohol, drinking. Yeah. I had misses at the time. I still got the same misses, but yeah, bro. It was just, I think it was more so the you get out of school and it's at your own choice, right? There's a bit of freedom there where you know. Yeah, I mean, at school, you can wag class and all that sort of stuff, but I was like, fuck, some lectures started at 10 a.m., you get up and fuck around and do whatever. Or one of the boys like, oh, bro, I'm going down to the pub at lunchtime. Oh, fuck, yeah, sweet, I'll come down too. Sort of that sort of vibe as well, bro. So I got into that, bro, and I was fortunate enough, they don't do the course anymore, but I was fortunate enough that the people that were there were, especially the lecturers were really good, bro. Had a guy, Phil, who took our weights classes, which was predominantly focused on a lot of Olympic lifting and ollie lifting. Yep. But he actually represented New Zealand at the Kuala Lumpur Games. Oh, cool. And he partook in coaching some of the under 18s and some of the age grade levels. So that was awesome, bro. Like getting a bit of knowledge around that. And then I had a guy by the name Shay Todd that was really big into because I was playing a bit of touch competitively back then, big on that sort of aspect as well, and how to get you ready in terms of some of the training stuff you should be doing specifically to touch, which was really an eye opener. But yeah, bro, and then sort of, did that and stepped out of that. I actually moved to Perth after that. I was here from Perth for about 9 months, about 2010, I think it was, bro.
Yeah, okay.
I was here. I was just playing rugby for Netties back then.
Yeah.
Wasn't working, bro. Couldn't
what
crack
brought you over here, bro?
So what brought me over here first is I came to play in the state titles for Galaxy. This is their second year.
Oh, true, bossy.
We probably would have played you.
Yeah, we would have played against you, bro.
I think we played. You played brothers that year, eh?
Yeah.
We played you first up, I think, that year.
Oh, true.
I think we got up too.
Yeah.
That year.
Ooh. Yeah.
So came over, bro, with that, and then there was a guy here just said he'd play rugby and stuff, and I just, you might have an opportunity, and I just thought, oh, fuck, I don't know why, bro. I just thought, fuck it, I'll just do it, eh? And then have a crack, went home, and it was working out all right, bro, but I was travelling from Midland, bro? All the way to Netties, bro.
Yeah.
No car, train, bus.
Oh, train.
Yeah, bro.
The
Train,
missions.
bus, bus back, train, like I was,
To training, bro.
to training cars.
From Midland.
Yeah, bro.
Across the Reed Highway and
Yeah, bro.
Jeez.
So that was a bit of an eye-opener, bro, living out there. There was a
Yeah.
few of us out there. We had a house out there, about 4 of us. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time, but yeah, bro, I grew up fast, you know.
Yep.
19 years old, 20 years old, out of home, bro.
Have
It's good.
Find your own way.
Oh,
on
bro,
your own feet, bro.
fell on my feet straight away, bro.
Yep.
Wake up call, man. I think it was interesting because like you think, oh yeah, buy a couch, buy a TV, buy all this sort of stuff, and then you go, fuck, I don't even have a plate. I don't even have enough for forks. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
Two minute noodle dinners,
Spend all
bro.
your money doing stuff like that, and
Yeah.
just, bro. But
2
yeah, so
minute.
grew up really quickly, bro,
Yep.
in that aspect, bro. And then so spent 9 months here, bro, and then I actually went back to New Zealand and just I worked for my old man at the Whangarel National Trust at the head office there.
Yep.
And that was just more so just a means to an end, just get some income in, work and stuff. And I started playing league, bro.
Yeah, true.
Actually,
Who
yep.
for, bro?
Te Aroha Eels in the heart there.
Yep.
So good year. We won the comp that year, which was good.
Mean.
And then
Position, bro? Position you play?
I played in the halves then,
In
bro.
halves?
Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep.
played halfback when I was playing rugby, but
Yep.
then this just fell into that role, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Big
I only
halfback,
played.
bro.
What's that?
Big halfback.
Well, I don't know.
The Jimmy Cowans,
But,
6 footers.
I only fell into league, bro, because when I came back from Australia, I couldn't, for some reason, there was a long process of getting released from the Australian Rugby Union to get back into the NZ Rugby
There
Union,
is, bro. Yep, there is.
So it took a while, and I was playing under someone else's name, bro, and it was just like, I was just like, oh, cuz.
And if you get injured too, there's no bloody insurance and all that
there was
sort
all
of
that stuff. So I just went and played league, bro. Just,
Another fella's name. Fuck. Taryn Katsu.
you didn't do that.
Bro.
Fuck it, hell, yeah. So did that, bro, and then it was funny, I still had that dream of trying to play crack rugby and stuff, and I actually had a gig lined up to go to Hong Kong and play,
Nice. Yeah.
but I got injured playing league in 2012, bro, and then I just went to Melbourne for a holiday, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump on my PT stuff. Hadn't really touched a lot of it, apart from doing some morning boot camps and stuff, and then me and my missus just moved up there into 2012, and then I just started my business as a sole trader,
Yeah,
working out of Fitness First in the city there, bro.
Hey,
true.
Yeah.
Expensive rent at the old Fitness First day, bro.
It was, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do, I start off as like I think it's called a gym instructor or GI on the floor. So you work sort of certain hours helping people out, doing little small inductions. But back then they were introducing a phase where you could start to build up clients in your off hours because a lot of the guys that were transitioning out of the GI role, which is 3 months, into PT, they were getting into PT, starting to pay their sort of build up phase of rent.
Yep.
But didn't have any clientele, bro.
Yeah.
And to transition into or have some income behind them. So it's funny how I was fortunate enough. I started to realize I started to build up quite a bit of a clientele to the point where I jumped out of that GI role really, really early on, about 6 weeks in, and went into PT.
Yep.
And I was doing big days, bro, 14-hour days, Monday to Friday, because we didn't operate on a Saturday, Sunday. We didn't operate on a Saturday, Sunday in the city because there was 5 Fitness Versus in the city, so 2 of them shut down and 3 stayed open.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But we still paid the full amount of rent.
Oh,
Even
how much was
though
it, bro?
It was $390, bro, close to $400 a week. I think.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, eh?
House,
Yeah, bro.
They set some young PTs up too. They just come
Oh,
out
bro.
fucking thriving, eh? Yeah, we'll get you a role, pay rent in a couple of months, and then
We've got 2,000 members at the
Yeah,
gym.
you'll be
and-
sweet. You're competing against like fucking someone with a bit of a resume too.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah, it was it's interesting you say that, eh? You sort of sold that dream as a PT, as you boys would know, like, you know, work the hours you want, charge what you want. And then that's fair and that's true, but I think the reality of it is it does take a long time. And I think about 70% of PTs drop off in the first 6 months.
That's
bro.
I think it's higher.
It might even
I
be,
think it's
bro.
higher, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard, bro. It's hard. They come out, I think, all fresh, and just like, I'm gonna crack it. And they realize, bro, you got to be able to market yourself.
Yeah,
all
bro. I
that
think
shit.
that's
hard.
the hard thing.
I
especially
had
as a young fella.
the head of Fit College come and see me yesterday, bro.
Okay,
He just
yep.
come over to the gym just for a bit of a yarn. He's a Māori boy as well.
Yep.
And was talking to me about helping young PTs.
Yep.
Like coming into Snap Fitness and working for me and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I was just like, bro, I don't want to muck around with these
Is that
young
Kyle, bro?
kids. Cole,
Kyle,
Cole,
yeah, I know Kyle,
Cole,
yeah,
bro.
bro.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to muck around with these
Yeah.
young kids. Yeah, I got my own stuff to be
Yeah,
worrying about,
bro.
you know?
You kind of get an idea early on, though, with some of them, they've just got the dream of being a PT, but no people skills, and you're talking to them, you're like, bro, this fella hasn't got the drive to want to fucking put himself out there, put in the work.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and you just see them like, bro, I had one guy, he was in the PT game for a little bit. He was into rockets, bro. And he was just loved rockets and science. And I was like, he goes, probably won't do this for long. I was like, fuck sakes, bro. You're more interested in your rockets than your clients are. But it's the same. Come across a lot of them.
But yeah, so, yeah.
You spoke about F45s, bro. And that you opened up a few F45s, yeah?
Yeah. So sort of the background story of that is like, I was at Fitness First, like I mentioned, doing really, really well. And I had this, initially when I got into PT, I thought, you know, like trying to get some clients on stage, bro, to compete in sort of the physique sort of modeling and all that, which I did do. But I realized quite early on after the first couple of them getting on that, they were a lot of work, in terms of like, because they had the motivation to train themselves and all that, but just the mental sort of breakdown that you, not so much enforced on them, well, yes, on them, but also on yourself in terms of they were just very draining. So I moved my clients from, I started working with corporate people, and I started to notice a lot of corporate people started to come and train with me. And they only wanted to turn up and train, bro. They didn't care about what they did on the weekends and all that sort of stuff as well. So
Tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do.
Well, it was more so just like they wanted to get a workout and get a sweatiness, but then they would go and get on the piss in the after if they wanted to. And I started to realize that was more generalized sort of the way the people were in terms of training and stuff as well. Whereas the sort of fitness models and all that sort of stuff was quite a niche market.
Niche, bro. Yeah.
Very, very niche. And I realized I didn't want to work with that sort of type of people, bro. I wanted to help general population out. So moved those people into a private studio, and I was doing really well there. Running my business out of renting it off someone else. It was literally around the corner, bro, and I was saving about $200 a week on it as well. And it cut all my clients' memberships out as well.
Yep.
And then Luke, my business partner and co-founder of S30, and we've grown up together, good mates, bro. He was here in Perth because when I was living here, he was living here as well. And obviously I shot home, like I mentioned. And he just gave me a call and said, hey, man, got this opportunity. If you're keen to come over to Perth and look at doing some F45s, and we will look at expanding into Singapore as well. Initially, I was just thought, oh, nah, fuck. I got myself to a stage where I was very comfortable, bro. Like I was working a couple of hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, and I had a pretty good lifestyle, bro, in Melbourne. And then and it took me about 3 years to get to it too.
Yep.
And so and by the time I got this call, it was 4 years in, bro. So I thought, oh fuck, I'll come over for a week just to see what it's all about and stuff. Sort of got back to Melbourne, and I still was unsure. And my missus was like, yeah, no, fuck, what's the worst we can do? We can just come back. So ended up selling my business in Melbourne to another PT, passing on to my clients, and then coming here. And what it was is that I didn't sink any capital into the F45s. I just did a sweat equity buy-in. So paid a salary, and then you sort of, you are a business partner or a shareholder, or you earn that right to become a business partner and a shareholder by doing all the extra hours above and beyond without actually sinking capital into the business. And so that's how I got involved with that, bro. So we had
you need to trust someone to be able to move into that space, though.
100%. 100%. So I mean, Luke, growing up with him and all that sort of stuff, right? So I was getting involved with him. We had another investor that was jumping on board as well, and 2 other business partners. So there's 5 of us technically all up. And mine and Luke's role was basically the operations of the day-to-day running of the businesses. So we got involved with that. I got involved with that in the city. We actually had 2 in the city at one stage, and then we opened one up in Northbridge as well. And then we eventually, how I was talking about that homeless person coming in. The reason why I was the only one there is because everyone else was in Singapore looking for space at the time. And that's how we went up to Singapore, and we set up 4 up there in 2017, bro, I think, or 16. And then, that's how I sort of got involved with that, bro. And it was, it's a big eye-opener, because I found, like, going from running your own sole trading business and having to worry about yourself to then being in a situation where you've got staff under you, your day-to-day running of operations is so different, if that makes sense, rostering and all that sort of stuff.
Teamwork. A lot of teamwork involved, with it.
Even little things about learning how to, chase up declined payments and suspensions and just back end sort of stuff.
Payments.
Oh, yeah, hard.
Your lead systems.
Your lead systems and that, where it's like, because you're marketing the brand, whereas beforehand the brand was myself, right? So it's a totally different ball game, and you're able to sort of
you trust yourself, you trust your brand. Yeah,
correct, bro. So, but in saying that, F45 was great. Just that, like, the business model was great. If I'm being totally honest, but I didn't like the training from a side of things, but from a business perspective, in terms of making some money and stuff, it was great, man. It was awesome. They hit the market running, and they did really, really well.
Yep. Very generic exercises.
Yeah, bro.
Same again, like those corporate sort of guys. Get in 45 minutes, that's me done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pay for that. Beautiful.
I think it was a great business for especially first timers getting into the gym, bro. Entry level gymmers, because like they see great results, right? They haven't trained, but also like you said, bro, like you just get in, get out, bro. Yeah, that's what they want to do, right? And sorry, I was going to say, in a scenario, in a climate like Singapore, that works perfectly, man. High income earners, low tax, and so busy, bro. They just want to get in and out. And
convenience.
And we were charging $100 up there a week, bro.
Yeah, true.
Fuck, that's
and some of those studios had 250 members at them, bro. But and the reason why we went down the route of 4 is because they're franchises. If you got different franchise owners, they can only train at the 1. Because we had the 4, and it's quite a small, not demographic, but the sizing of the country is quite small. It meant that if people were stuck on one side of the city, for example, they could just jump in and train there.
Yeah.
And so we had the same link for our mind, body, and stuff. So that was the thought process around that initially. So that's sort of how I got involved with F45, bro.
Yeah, nice, bro. How long did you stay within F45?
So 2016, fully exited 2019, I believe, bro.
Yep.
In terms of selling out, but in terms of stepping away from the day-to-day business, probably 2017-ish, 18-ish, yeah. Because we had the 2 studios in the city at the time, we merged it into one to make one big super studio. So instead of running 36 people a class, we were running close to 72.
Yep.
And got rid of the PT studio at the back, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And what it did was save a lease up the road. I think the lease was like $8 or $9 a month or something, and then merged it all into the one. And then I just took my PT business, and I actually went up to Snap up in Hay Street there, the top of Hay Street. Bro,
oh, yeah,
and started running my business out of there.
St. George's Terrace.
Is
that St. George's one? Or the other
parallel
one?
to it, Hay Street.
Oh,
bro.
okay, sorry.
So I took all my clients up there because I was still in the city. It just it was easy, bro. Like they didn't have to leave too far.
And you just paid Snap the rent?
Yeah, bro. I just went in and just said, hey, man, I don't want to build up phase. I've got a bunch of clientels. I was totally transparent. Like I own a bunch of F45s. Got one in the city, all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
I'm just looking for a space to train my clients. I'm happy to pay rent from whenever you want me on.
Yep.
And we worked through that. the contract got slightly adjusted a bit. But yeah, bro, and then just started training my clients out of that for a couple of years, and then yeah. So I'd say
nice,
about
bro.
2000, end of 2017, I sort of not fully exited, but like was really stepped back, bro. I ended up only doing 2 classes in there a week just to keep a face around the place more than anything.
Seemed like you achieved a lot, bro, within a short span of time.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, just the outsider looking in, hearing your story, bro.
But it comes back to that model again, bro? It was a very great model. It could expand very quickly.
Yeah, bro.
Could expand very quickly.
To the F45?
F45s.
Yeah, bro. I think, you're right. It was an easy model for not only just people that weren't in the fitness background.
Yep.
You had mums and dads and other business owners buying it and setting up, getting studio managers and or trainers and to run it, which is all well and good. I honestly believe it's great to have an owner and operator business with those sort of things.
Yep.
Just because it helps build off the community and all that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, you're right, bro. The model made sense and it was easy for people to follow, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
You think F45 is going to be around long?
They will be, bro.
Yep.
Yep, they will be. I mean, they started in 2012, So they've been around.
Who started it, bro? Was it that Daniel Con? Is that
No,
is that
bro.
right,
It's really interesting you say that, He, I thought so too.
He's the Roosters
bro.
number 9, at the time.
Gilchrist?
Yeah, bro. Adam Gilchrist,
Adam
but not the
Gilchrist.
cricket player Adam Gilchrist. I
Oh,
thought
different
that.
one. I
Yeah,
thought-
different
I
one,
thought it was
bro.
the cricket player,
I thought it
bro.
was him too, bro. Nah, it was Adam Gilchrist and
Shucks.
I'm not too sure who the other bloke was, bro. They've gone through a bit of an issue lately,
Yeah.
One of them's
I
gone
read
off the
about
face of the earth or something like that,
Yeah, bro.
Can't find him.
Can't find him, bro.
Can't find him.
He's sold up,
Sold up his
Wahlberg,
places.
Wahlberg, is it Mark?
Yeah,
Wahlberg?
bro.
He
So,
was involved.
but nah, Con wasn't, bro. He was their pin-up boy, bro.
Oh, was he the pin-up
So
boy?
he was so again, great marketing, right?
Yeah.
They got him in. I thought he had ownership in it, bro, and he'd be killing it. But he was just a pin-up boy on the TV.
Yep.
And he was on, a normal, not a normal salary, but a salary, bro. I think it was like 70, 75, 80 grand a year.
Yep.
Traveled the world, but he had no ownership in it whatsoever, bro.
Yeah,
For all the
okay.
growth he helped with it, bro.
Yep.
Got stung pretty hard. It was these 2 blokes from Paddington that started. Well, the first studio was in Paddington in Sydney.
Yep.
So they started it, and then I think the first one we had here in Perth was number 27 around the world.
Yep.
The second one we opened a year later was 227 currently.
Yeah,
And then
so
bro,
that growth
they
is
went
phenomenal.
flying.
they just
opened
flew,
up,
bro.
Yeah.
They just flew, man.
I actually early days worked at F45 as well.
Did you? I never
Yeah,
knew that,
young
bro.
PT girl. When I first started out, so I was working at the gym, doing all my clients and stuff, and
Yep.
then I used to travel to Coburn. Had a big falling out with her. She was only 19. Mum and dad opened the gym up, but wasn't paying me, so it got a bit messy, bro. So she owed me money. Just started up, and then had a massive falling out. And then I was like, "Fuck's sake!" So I didn't get anything.
Yep.
And then she tried to say, "Oh, you got to, I've got to charge you for all your gears, all your shirts." I was like, "Oh, fuck's sakes!" But a bit of a mess. But yeah, so I worked there for a little bit. Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
good little experience.
True. So how long after the F45 experience you got into S30?
So funny story.
Actually, before we get into that, explain S30 to the listeners, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Probably a good
So,
start.
well, essentially, in a nutshell, really, it would probably answer both these questions here. But I think myself and Luke, we noticed a bit of a gap in the market. So when we had AF45s and we were coaching them, we noticed a lot of people always turned up to the weight training days.
Yep.
Precisely,
The
more so than the
cardio,
cardio-based
yeah.
days, which was awesome. And back then, you had the ability to change the exercises, bro. But then it got to a point where you couldn't change the exercise. So we were changing the exercises like one whole section, I think they call them pods. Yeah, pods. We'll just do a lot of pushing movements, bro.
Yep.
And then the next pod will do, I don't know, just say some pulling movements and then whatever, right? So it almost became like how you go and train with your bro at
Just
the
a
gym.
muscle split.
Just a muscle split.
muscle split.
Simple
Bro
muscle
splits
split,
for the
bro.
week. Yeah,
And everyone was like, fuck, this is amazing. We're thinking, hey, this is like what we normally train
because it is
ourselves in.
amazing.
Yeah, because
The bro split is amazing. Yeah.
And train our clients with, right? So, and we had one class. We started to get to a point where there's 2 of us, and you can only have 36 people in a class. And this is before we merged both studios. But then we had like 15 people waiting to get into class, our Pacific class that we were taking together. Yep. So we ended up pushing them in, and getting more equipment and all that sort of stuff. And then we just thought, fuck, there's a bit of a gap here because we had the PT studio at the back initially, and we were training clients. I was training a lot of clients twice a week, that were doing the F45 as well because they wanted more weight. So they'd do the two weight sessions in F45, and then they wouldn't do any cardio, and then come and do 2 weight sessions with me, bro.
Yep.
But they couldn't justify paying, $85, $95 a session 5 times a week. But they keep saying, I want to do this every single day. And Luke had a similar scenario, bro. And so we got together. I can still sort of vaguely remember. Got together, jumped in the office one night, and we're like, why has no one sort of provided some sort of group training that is sort of the closest experience to PT, but it's more weight based. And we were just humming and hurrying for ages, and we sort of got to the conclusion that the floor plate of how to set up a studio like that, no one had sort of figured out how to do it, because we wanted to incorporate machines and stuff as well. So we sort of we sat there and we quickly wrote up a program, went back to this gym the next morning, did a workout. Well, this is pretty tough. And that's sort of how that all sort of started. But S30 itself really is sort of what we try and pride ourselves on, is sort of the closest thing you'll get to having a personal training, but in a group scenario, right?
Yep.
So I was very big on partnering people
At
up.
a cheaper cost.
At a cheaper
too, bro.
cost, right? Yeah. So like you're paying one session, or the price. You're paying for what you would pay a PT for one session.
Yep.
You can get for the whole week, right?
Yep.
And we do it in a split. So Monday you would find a lot of pushing and pulling, for example. Tuesday you go into a lot of hybrid stuff. So, evolving around Olympic lifting and all that sort of stuff. So you got doing EMONs, Metcons, all sorts of AMRAPs, all that sort of stuff, but bit of CrossFit background as well. Wednesdays, all legs, bro.
Yep.
All legs. Thursdays, not very similar, but sort of have a similar sort of vibe to Tuesday, sorry. And then Friday, sort of like your party pump day, a bit of an accessory work. And then Saturday's just a big vibe, big energy. So, yeah, that's sort of like, that's how our week to week sort of worked in terms of a split. But the initial concept came from understanding that there were a lot of people that wanted to train with us one-on-one and liked the way we trained, but couldn't afford it, because the way we were training them, the way S30 works, if I give you an idea for a strength-based class, is you got your 3 blocks, A, B, and C. All blocks are 12 minutes worth of work.
Yep.
A block represents weight, B block represents tempo, so a bit of hypertrophy.
Yep.
C block represents time, so volume training. And that's how we used to train our clients one-on-one. Come in, it might be some legs work they're doing, focus on the back squat, for example, 4 to 5 sets, looking at strength-based work, working between that either 3 rep range to 6, depending if they're doing a wave load set or whatever, and then moving into some giant sets or like tri-sets, 3 or 4 exercises, for example, tempo-based, and then finishing them off with like between 6 to 10 exercises of volume. And that's how I was training a lot of my one-on-one clients, getting really good results. And we just basically took that way of training our clients one-on-one, put it into a group scenario, and then we identified early on that we wanted them to be in pairs, and we wanted 3 trainers in the studio instead of having the 1 trainer. Because I found personally, when I was taking class one-on-one, when I was taking the F45 class by myself, I felt like I couldn't get the attention to detail to all the members.
Yep.
And I was almost just running around like a cheerleader.
That's what it is, bro.
Yep. And it's no disrespect to that. It's just the way that the model works, right?
And you can see some bad form, but you might just go, I got to see everyone. And
Yeah,
just,
bro.
You don't
sorry,
get enough
my bro.
time to be able to critique.
Correct. Yeah. And the whole other idea around having 3 trainers is that as a trainer, you stay in your block for the whole class. You don't move, but that means you touch base with every single person in that class. So there's processes and systems around that, but you touch base with every single person in class, which then in turn builds a community. Because I'd seen in the past, and I'm guilty of it as well, I'll get to know you boys come in and train them. I could spend out of a 45-minute session, 10 minutes with all of you. That goes 30 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Because I know you one-on-one, and I know you guys as bros, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But then there's also 36 other people that are waiting behind me that haven't had that attention to detail. And that's where you start to see cancellations drop off, community drop off, and all that sort of stuff. So that was really a big part of it.
What does S30 stand for, bro?
So when we were in that office that night, we figured out we're doing like X amount of sets here, X amount of sets here, X amount of sets. It roughly worked out. Every single time it worked around about 28 to 30 sets.
Yep.
And then we're just like, set 30. And then it just sort of just dropped into S30, and then it just went from there, bro. It sort of things just started happening naturally, if that made sense. The dark lighting and all that sort of stuff, that's another story, but that didn't come in until later on.
Yep.
But that was just more so around back in our days when we were a little bit younger, like the party and all that sort of stuff. We like to listen to hip hop and R&B in terms of when we trained ourselves. So we're big on music, was a big thing
So
for
you're
us.
pushing towards a niche, bro? You have a niche that you guys sort of sat down and targeted with that the lighting and the hip hop?
The background story of that is long. Well, I'll cut it a little bit short, but we were back home in New Zealand, right? And me and Luke decided to hike a mountain. So we start going up this mountain in the Wairarapa. I think it's like Mount Holdsworth or something. Unprepared, bro. totally unprepared. Grab the bag from the wharewhare, a couple of cans of tuna, everything. Sleeping bag, bro. Start getting. It's a 6-hour hike up. I think we did it pretty quickly in about 4 hours. Halfway up, starts pissing down with rain. There goes the bag. There goes the sleeping bag. Get up top. Didn't even take any of the kindling. Is it kindling? Yeah, didn't take any of that, bro. Got up there. There's none of that, bro. Couldn't have a fire. Turning on everything. Anyway, we had to make a decision very quickly.
Fucked, bro.
Yeah, we had to make a decision very quick because I was starting to trip out, like, bro, trying to take off my clothes and get them warm over the stove and all that sort of stuff. Made the decision to come back down, and as we're coming back down, obviously it started getting dark, and then we just started, because we hadn't touched base and spoken about this for about 1.5 years, because I went and did my PT stuff with Snap.
Yep.
Luke went and started up a tech company. And then we're just sort of at that crossroad when we wanted to do it. And so we started coming back down. We're just, what about lighting? You know, what if we did it in a nightclub sort of setting, dark nightclub setting? What about music? What if we had got our music curated and all this sort of stuff? Rah-de-rah-de-rah. And then, yeah, bro, that's sort of how that sort of came about as well. And initially when we pitched the idea to some people to invest into the business as well, they also laughed at us and said that no one's going to want to train in the dark. But I guess, yeah, it sort of just worked. In the end, it worked for us, which is good to see, I guess.
With your whole marketing, like what you've just explained to me now, you sold me, bro. You really sold me. How do you guys market that to your potential clients or customers? Like I haven't seen any of your guys marketing stuff on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. But what you just told me in the whole concept, I was sold just then, bro. I was going to be a customer just then, even though I'm the one trying to get customers.
You were sold at nightclub.
Bootylicious.
Yeah, bro. Well, we do.
Yeah.
So the marketing, bro, like I haven't been too involved with it. It's more so Luke, and we've got a marketing team now. But initially, the big push was around the training to start with. Well, you know, apart from like when people come down, like initially they get, you know, the sensory system, you know, the lights, the music's pumping. We've got our own pattern scent for like the gym to smell nice and all that sort of stuff as well. It's a bit of thought process around that, but they sort of get over that after a while, and it's the training that was sort of kept the people down, and I think that was the biggest push, but also the community as well. But when we first opened up, it was purely based off like having our own clients already coming into the business to do it. We only opened with 25 or 30 clients to start with, and then word just got around quickly. But I think when we stumbled across the space, S30, because I don't know if you've seen the one in the city, you've actually walk in and then you come down some stairs. Or just come down and train sometimes. If you want to come down and train.
100%, bro.
We'll come down on Fridays. I've got to do a session on Friday night with some boys. But anyway, and we actually liked the space that was actually on street level, but the cost of rent of that was just 5 times what we would have paid downstairs, right?
Yep.
And my partner, she does, she's an interior designer, interior stylist by trade. And then a friend of ours, Scott Mellor, he does a lot of branding and stuff as well. And they sort of sketched it up on SketchUp and all that sort of stuff. And Scott and Alex were like, what if we change the walk-in process, like the entry point? So because as you walk into our studios, they all got curtains, so there's a waiting point. So initially, when we first started to get a bit of growth through members and stuff, what we do is everyone waits. If there's a 5 a.m. class, they always, you know, they wait out the front until 5 minutes before class. We welcome them in. There's a full welcome process and all that into the gym. But then there's this while that class is happening, there's a 6 a.m. class that's about to start, and there's all these people waiting outside. So initially in the city in the morning, and there's all these people walking past, people are like, what the fuck is that going on down there? I mean, and then, it sort of just started to grow organically. Plus, because of the way the fit out was, and it was something a bit different, with poster walls and all that sort of stuff, people just organic almost as such. I mean, we did have help from PR. We did do a big push through PR. Which
the talkback show?
Nah, like public relations. So like,
sorry, I thought you meant PR radio, bro.
We might have been. I think we were on the radio for some time. And stuff. But PR around initially when it was pretty surreal, bro, because we opened and then all of a sudden we had Channel 9 down there, Channel 7. We had people training there, and I was in front of the camera, bro, and like
very Instagrammy,
yeah, bro. But initially, when all that started to happen, it was like a bit of a I was just taken back because I was sitting there, bro, and then when you're in an interview process, it was like there was like lights and cameras everywhere, bro, and then someone was just asking a question on the spot, and it was a bit daunting, bro. But it's sort of just, I think we just, you know, every time one of our business partners got in front of the camera, it just came so natural to us, and we believed in the product that it started to grow, and then long term it just started just pushing and driving, bro, and then yeah, it just sort of grew naturally. Honestly answer your question, it sort of just grew organically, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
So
Hats off to you, bro. Like, because I've seen all the Instagram posts and the vibe, even like the music or the marketing, the way it looks, fuck, it's spot on. And like, because I follow a lot of trainers, a lot of gyms, just to kind of see what everyone's doing. But fuck, it's pumping, bro. It looks like
thanks,
it's
bro.
going good.
Appreciate it.
Mean.
100%.
Yeah,
bro.
it's real nichey.
It is.
It's real
Yeah,
niche.
it is,
It's
bro.
real
And
niche,
I-
bro.
Bro, it is different.
Niche is
It's
good.
awesome.
And
Niche is good.
if I've been totally transparent and honest, man, like when we did open, there were a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of good looking girls coming down and training, right? And they put that stuff up on social media.
Yep.
And
Here goes your marketing,
That
bro.
draws in.
yeah. Well, you think a lot of blokes would train down there, eh?
I'll be down on Friday, yeah.
You think a lot of single blokes, because initially we thought the style of training would attract a lot of males
Yep.
because it was very male dominant style of training, right?
Yep.
It did the opposite, bro. A
Yep.
lot of females started coming down and training, telling their mates. But to my point, with a lot of good looking girls coming down, we sort of had an issue with actually attracting other people that weren't maybe as fit looking as some of these people come down, right?
Yep.
Because they were so scared.
Confidence.
Yep.
Correct,
Yep.
bro.
Confidence, yep.
right? And a big push around having the dark lighting and the loud music was so that when I was in my 45s, I'd have girls come at 5 a.m. and train, man, dollied up to the 9s, you know what I mean? Dollied up. But they're down there, bro, they don't care. You can't see. You
Yep.
can see, but you can, it's loud music. People, it's dark and all that sort of stuff. So we had a bit of an issue with people coming down. But the problem is, once we got them through the door, because we trusted our systems and our processes and our community so much, we never had an issue, bro.
Cool.
After 6 weeks, we broke even of opening business.
Yeah.
Mean.
And
Because in the end, it's about the training.
it's about
It's
the training.
about the training, eh?
Because the community, I'm a big believer. If you build a community, you build a sense of loyalty.
Oh,
right?
yeah, we speak about it often, don't we, boys?
It's an easy tell, right? And
Yeah.
you hear it all the time. Everyone that has businesses talk about community and all that stuff, and it's so true because
trust. Community and
yeah,
trust.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. Yeah. So
Regardless of what crowd you're trying to bring in, that community and trust, that is going to be your surefire tools for anything, eh?
correct,
Yeah,
bro.
But you're spot on though. Like females will draw down a few males. Reminds me of that run club that's happening in Scarbs, early ones. 'Cause I know some of the brothers don't do any fucking running, but there they are,
Yeah.
walking their
Walking.
dog, walking
Yeah.
their dog. But yeah,
Had a nice run today.
So you've been franchising out. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
How do you know when to get into, like, to begin that kind of process?
Yeah, good question. I think with all sort of businesses, there's sort of like a couple of pillars to start with, right? So with a startup, you have it's sort of like your drive growth. So you have like your marketing, sort of what we touched on. Then you've got your leads from that marketing, so your sales, and then that turns into delivery of the product. So I think that obviously was sort of our first year of how we did that. It was just like a lot of marketing, a lot of
What year is this, sorry, bro?
2019.
19.
Yep. A lot of marketing, a lot of sales, and then obviously delivering on the product that we're trying to sell, right? To help grow your business. And then second to that is sort of where we're at now. And to answer that as well, we always knew we wanted a franchise from the start. Like, so the way we'd set up the first company, or the flagship city, there's the flagship, and then we've got another company that sits above it that we have as well that feeds into, that started acting like a franchise from day one, because it had to be able to have that. If we're going to go and sell franchises, people need to be able to see this, if that makes sense. And then you move into the sort of where we're at the moment, which is sort of the enable growth to help you grow a little bit more, which focuses on sort of your operations, and your operations people, and then making sure your finances are in order as well. But yeah, we knew early on that that's something that we wanted to do, which is why, in terms of the sort of drive growth, we worked really hard on our processes and systems around the front end of the business. So, every time you walk into the studio, for example, the curtain's down, but 5 minutes beforehand, there should be 3 trainers allocated in different scenarios or different sections of the gym, depending on how the gym's structured and set up. And you fist pump if it's your first time here. If it's not, handshake, say hello, what's your name, rah, and there's sort of a welcome process of where to put your bags, general housekeeping, bit of a rundown of the day, before class actually starts and introductions. So we worked really, really hard on that, so we could basically copy and paste that, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But then going into franchising and knowing when we wanted to do it, we franchised 2020. Oh, geez, was it 2020? COVID hit 2020, eh? Yeah, it might have been 2020, started getting into the process of it, 2020, but then sort of 2021.
Were you scared, bro, when that COVID hit?
Yes. Yes, initially, bro. I think when we found that the gym was going to shut, I think I sat up at the top of the stairs and just smacked the box of Coronas.
Yep.
And then got pissed and then sort of went home and then got back into the office the next day, me and Luke, and we sort of worked on an online system, and that really helped grow us in terms of franchising because we went online and we started providing programs and stuff that we normally do, but you could do from your home, if that makes sense. And then used the marketing and all that around it of what we currently had in content. And that started picking up people from over east saying, oh, hey, you guys opening up here at some point and all that sort of stuff. And we obviously didn't know at that time any answers to that because of COVID, but that started to pick things up as well. So, but yeah, we just sort of got, once we did start franchising, we got people involved to help us out because we didn't have the skill set, if I'm being totally honest. It's a different ball game, man. You've got to have heaps of things in line, like it could be as simple as if one of our franchisees is mispaying a staff member wrong or not paying their super, it actually falls back on the franchisor for not having that checked in place, right? And that's how you can get done with a lot of things. So yeah, big eye opener, and we've got some external consultants that help us out now. And the team's grown because I don't think without having them we wouldn't be able to do that, if that makes sense.
The nitty gritty stuff, bro, so that you can do what you want to do.
Yeah, bro, and just have and people that specialize in franchising. Yep, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, you pay them well, but they get you to where you want to get to.
It's all part of the parcel, eh, bro?
100%, man. Got to pay the piper, right?
Yep.
So
yeah.
It's good that you talking about having a trainer for each section, so you can focus on each person during a class. Because even running a class and stuff, when you got numbers, it is hard to get to other people. I feel like F45 in a way, not saying all F45s, because I guess it depends on where you go and the trainers how passionate they are about their work. How they have the warm up on the screen now. See, when I was working there, they never had that as well, and they were trying to sell it as PT then. Know what I'm saying? But now, you go to some F45s, depending on where you go, the trainer just might not give a fuck. You get that at all gyms, though. And they'll be like, oh, you just do the warm-up on the screen. And then they kind of just let the people do the workout from the screen that's set up now. But that's how F45s moved into that now, eh?
It's funny you say that. It's almost like laziness, right? Like And that was one thing that stuck out to us because we now have display units, we do. Yep. But initially we had these custom-made light boxes, bro, that we used to... They were cool, but man, they were a bit of work putting the letters on and putting the exercises up.
I've seen that. Yeah,
right?
I've seen that. Yeah,
but because it would have the exercise, so A1, A2, A3, for example, whatever, and then it will have S that represented sets, R represented reps, and then tempo. Because we noticed when a lot of people come in, they didn't understand the eccentric and concentric phase of movements, right? So, and we really wanted to ensure that our coaches were coaching and not,
which is just how fast you go down, how fast you come up.
Yeah, but
just
also,
for the listeners, bro.
Also, like instead of being lazy and be like, if someone didn't, because the reason, and going back to F5, the reason why they could have run coach on is because they had the exercises displayed.
Yep.
If someone was stuck, they could look down, see the number they're at, look at refer to the screen,
pros
right?
and cons to yeah.
But we wanted to take away from that as well and really ensure that we had the coaching. And I think we did pay for it in terms of like it does, drive your cost up. We pay our staff about $40 a session.
Yep.
And it's a little bit more than what you probably would pay most group training, but in return, it's built the community and it's built the vibe and the energy that is keeping people coming through those doors, bro.
Once again, that's a really good business model, bro. If you want a quality job done, you pay more for it.
100%.
You get that anywhere though. Like you
get 100%.
I've paid trainers to help with my challenges and stuff. And like one girl was just standing there on her phone. I was like, nah, fuck's sakes. But you get that, in all lines of work.
All lines of work, yeah.
Some are good, some are shit. But
difficulties during the process.
Bro, I think some difficulties, which is just stock standard with a startup, but there's four of us. So there's myself and Luke, co-founders, and you got Kevin, business partner, and Oscar is a business partner as well. Both are Kev's sort of involved from a back end perspective with some things. Oscar now is more like a silent partner, but initially it was me, Luke, and Oscar that ran every single class, as you do, right?
Yeah. You put in the mahi early.
Yeah, bro, 6 or 7 weeks. So that was a bit difficult, but I think the biggest difficulty and we managed to figure it out was that when we did get more staff on and studio managers on, and I'd seen it in the past of some of the other businesses we had, is that you have really good studio managers and trainers, and that's what they're really, really good at in terms of building a community, building a vibe, being really good in class.
Yep.
Comes to a back end of business of chasing up failed payments, suspensions, responding to emails and all that sort of stuff. Outside of that class time, what you're paying them to do, no good, man. No good at all.
The
and that
admin
was
side of
the
things.
admin side of things, and it was difficult because our trainers or our studio manager, for example, builds up such a great rapport with our members that they become really close friends, and because they built the community and stuff, that then when it comes to having to chase up that failed payment and the member goes, oh, I get paid next week.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting there like, no, next week was too late. You know, we wanted it yesterday sort of thing.
Yeah.
So what we, that was really difficult to sort of adjust to, and difficult for more so from a staff perspective, because you had really good staff that struggled to do that, which is understandable, right? I remember being a young kid PTing and having to go and ask people for money that hadn't paid me, bro. I was shitting my pants, bro. Because especially
it's awkward conversation to have.
100%, and
Very awkward.
in our culture, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
Hard.
You don't go and ask you, oh, hey,
Because you
Yeah.
got that 50.
Yeah.
just did it. All good, bro. All good.
Yeah.
Hard.
But so what we did was I was on a walk, bro. I was in Sydney for Christmas with my parents and all that had come over from New Zealand. I was in Sydney, and then stumbled across. It's on this hike, bro, from like Manly, the Spit Bridge into Manly. Anyway, with this dude, and he was working with BFit and helping that to start up. And he just spoke to me about they just looked at getting a virtual assistant to come on board.
The VAs,
The VAs,
for
bro,
like in the Philippines and wherever they are based.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro. So I was like, oh, true. Okay, we started talking. I got back to Perth and just chucked the ad up on shucks, what's the? I can't remember.
Gumtree,
Nah. There's a
Quokka.
Nah, bro. There's a website. I don't know what it is, but basically it'll be like, because we deal with Mindbody in terms of our booking system. You can chuck it up and just say looking for a specialist Mindbody that does this, and this. So chucked that up, and then got someone back. The first person we got back, she's still been working for us to this day. And when we open up new franchises, she helps get all their systems and everything else on board as well. But that's taken a huge weight off the shoulders initially.
Yep.
Because
They get paid about 20 cents an hour or something like
Oh,
that,
no.
bro? And they're doing mahi, those fellas, bro.
But it's,
They're doing mahi, bro.
it's
Oh, it's not
important.
exposed. It's bro, they
yeah.
actually love the money that they get, obviously, because it's regulated to the country that they're working from.
They find
Yeah.
out, bro, what they.
Yeah, well,
Money making.
so on that, yeah, bro, yeah. I mean, in terms of what you would pay someone here to do it in Australia, you do save money, right?
Yeah, bro, for sure.
So our one, Eden, she works for us. She's on 2 hours. She does 2 hours every day, Monday to Friday, and she just the sole focus of our studio managers. It's a focus on community drive and sales.
Man,
That's it. And obviously ensuring like your rostering and all that, so like stuff that is simple to do. So and it's almost like good cop, bad cop.
Yep.
And she plays that role because she has no relationship to our members at all.
Yeah.
No one knows who she is. Everyone thinks it's me and Luke, but it's not. We actually pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
And so that was a bit of a difficulty as well, and which meant like we had to build the processes and systems around that to then be able to pass it on. But once we got through that, that was sort of the initial thing. And then lastly, bro, was just because we grew so quickly. Initially, we only wanted to do 18 people per class.
Yep.
Because you work in pairs, it worked out to be 3 people to 1 trainer. But we grew so quickly that after 2 weeks, we had to go to 24 people per class, then 30. And then by the 6-week mark, we're at 36 people per class, bro. Which was a good problem, but a bad problem to have at the same time, because we had a lot of issues with people paying us and not being able to get into class.
Yep.
Which was, a bit of a difficult time.
Which a VA can't look after either, bro.
No.
That's you fellas.
So what? It's really funny you say that. But Luke had a great idea before we opened. It was that we look at doing. So we have an unlimited option.
Yep.
3 classes a week or 2, right? And what we found through data from our old F45s is that you could only do unlimited, right? But the lifespan of a member was about 6 to 9 months, because that's they were paying whatever it was, $69, $60 a week, but that's all they could do. Although they might want to go and do something else, and because we had a lot of females coming in, we understood that they might want to do yoga, Pilates, or all those other things as well. So we dropped it down to having the option for 2 times a week and 3 times a week, which was probably like our easiest sell, was 3 times a week, because a lot of the females wanted to do the weights classes. But it also drove the capacity of your member base up as well. So instead of being capped at like 180, you have the potential to have about 250, 260 members per studio.
And those are solid leads for the future too, if they want to return and come back into it and stuff like that too.
Their lifespan, bro. We've still got members that have been with us since 2019. probably about 60 or 70 members, bro.
Yeah.
Mean.
Which in my experience, we haven't seen that with other businesses we've had before as well.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I mean, bro. How many are open at the moment?
We have, so we've got Perth, so we've got the city, Mount Lawley, South Perth, Mairie, Coburn, that's 5. Browns Plains in Brisbane, that's 6.
Yep.
Gold Coast, Mermaid Beach opens the 29th of October. And then Surrey Hills opens in Sydney, sort of late Jan, early Feb.
Nice.
Well, so that would be 8, I think, by then, bro. And then there are hopes to open a few more around, so north side as well here in Perth. It's just finding location, bro, space as well.
Bro, this just screams out to me that S30 for me, if I'm looking at it and the model that you're talking to me about it, this is headed to New York, bro? New York City,
Yeah, bro.
in the middle of the heart of the Big Apple,
That's what
bro.
I thought straight away, bro.
You know,
I can
like
see
it
this
just
in
had
the
that
fucking-
real New York high-end feel about it, bro.
It's, we sort of, like I said, we sort of work on those sensory systems. So like the touch.
Yep.
So that's sort of the feel, and then like the scent from the smell, and then you've got all the lighting and stuff, and then the training side of things as
So
well.
you're not using like Lynx Africa for as someone walks
we've
in,
got
bro?
this, it's got this pattern scent, bro.
Pheromones.
It's hard case say Luke when he was before we when we decided to do this, he shot up to Bali for about 6 months to work on the back end, and I was living up there, and I was still here in Perth running my PT business, but he was in Melbourne. He had to go to Melbourne to get some of the business stuff sorted as well. So he went over there, and he went into a shop, and he could smell this scent. He was in Sneaker Boy in Melbourne. Keep asking him what it was. They wouldn't tell him. Rah. He eventually got it out of one of the gills a few days later. Keep going back every day, and we ended up contacting this company and getting our own scent made. Because if you look at it, when you go into a lot of gyms, like it always smells, right? Like especially like not always, but some gyms do, commercial based gyms as well. So we wanted that, bro, and that just provides a little bit of something slightly different as well. But
Yeah.
Smells like chest hairs and sweat, eh, Neff?
That's why they're signing up to Snap Fitness and Spearwood, boys.
but, yeah, bro.
Ah, nice, bro.
Mean.
Actually, we might touch on these questions that got sent through to you, bro.
Okay.
Almost out. But so you got one here. How does S30 sustain longevity in the health and fitness industry?
Good question. So what we've just really moved into now with our, I think what was going to keep us above the curve and above the game, I think, is what we've moved into around our programming now, is really focusing on like progressive overload,
Nice.
and a lot
Here
of
we go.
tracking systems. So we're really working hard on technology. Just hired someone that's doing a lot of back end stuff through tech for us. Like to build our own app, but so our blocks work in 12-week increments. The training program's changed a lot now, but it works in 12-week increments or 13 weeks. With week 1 and the last week being testing.
Yep.
And then we base what you base off percentages throughout the next 12 weeks to then hopefully help improve that. Although some people might not want to see that, a lot of people do, but also bringing that into a group environment.
Yeah.
And normally you sort of see that in a one-on-one environment as well. So that's something that I think is really going to be slightly different. And then it will be to the point where, like, the way we would like to do it is have an iPad in your blocks. Couple of iPads you can go to, just jot in your name, and then whatever exercises are for the day, it will just spit out what you should be lifting as well. So I think that will be a big thing for us.
I'll tell you what, bro, a lot of people hate losing that data too. So being able to give them that data through your whole journey, I think that's a really powerful tool that you guys are moving into, eh?
Well, I think a lot of trainers lose sight of that as well. You get some that will just train the client, not give them that data or stats to feedback for progression and things like that.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lot of people want that aesthetic look, right? But if they're not achieving that, they can see results elsewhere through their strength and their progression,
That's
bro.
it.
I suppose it comes back to be mouldy too, knowing exactly where you've come from and where you're going.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
a proverb it's used often in
bro.
mouldydom, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, applying it to the old PT. How do you like that, boys?
Bro. If you could start off and do anything different, what would it be?
Oh, I don't think. Oh, bro. Good question. I mean, I don't know, man. I think what we've went through is what needed to happen. Like, so because we grew so quickly, a lot of it was learning on the go. Like I said, we wanted to have 36 people in class. We thought that would happen a year later. It happened 6 weeks in. So we learnt on the fly a lot, man. So yeah, that would be my answer around that, bro.
Nice, bro. What's the end goal?
end goal, my end goal, honestly, sell out, bro. Private
Sell
equity
out.
group.
Yep.
Have
Yep.
a goal. To get that, whether that's, speaking numbers, 100 million, 200 million, whatever that is.
Yes.
But I think it's important to have that, because I think if you're going, it's very easy to say that you want to grow,
Yep.
right? But what is growth? Where does growth stop?
Mm.
If that makes sense. Like, and if it's 200 million in 5 years, if that's where you want to be, or 6 years or whatever, I think it's selling out, bro. And creating, end goal would be to create the business so it's in a space that when it does sell out, or we do sell out, it's going into some hands that can keep driving it in the direction
Yep.
that we wanted it to always go to. But I think having an end goal is really important, man.
Yep, 100%. Last one here. How have you been able to deal with Timmy Noble's kaka yarns all these years?
Oh, bro, that fella, man, he does doesn't shut up. So bro, he's actually done a lot for us, bro? Because when we did our first one, he built it, bro.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he built our concrete desk, which has become sort of a mainstay in all our studios, bro. And he figured out how to do that quite cheaply as well. Which now he's making good business off. He's in the Gold Coast at the moment, just finished building the Mermaid one on the beach there.
Mate.
But nah, bro, he's been awesome for us. I mean, he does talk a lot of shit, I think that one of the first things he said to us, he said, "Well, you guys going to charge $69 a week?" So yeah, bro. He goes, "Hey, no one's going to trade here, bro." But nah, he's been good, bro.
Yeah, I've heard those yarns on the field before, bro. He's crunched me a few times too. Just quickly before we finish up, bro, we've probably got about 5 minutes left. But you've started up a brand, Good Enough Human.
Yeah, bro.
First of all, I like the name, bro. It's there's like a deep kind of meaning to it.
Yeah, bro. Something, I guess, I guess Good Enough Human is the name sort of speaks for itself. The vision and the why around that is having an understanding and pushing a message around awareness that, like, you are good enough as a person and as a human. I think there's a lot of people, there's a lot of pressure on these days to have this perfect lifestyle, right? And to look perfect in other people's eyes from outside noise, even if that's family and friends or whatever, or trying to have one up on someone on social media to just perceive that. But at the end of the day, whether or not you're a business owner of a multi-million-dollar business, or, you're an athlete, or you work at wherever you work, it could be a PT. A lot of people sort of go through the similar struggles and similar, things through depression and anxiety and all that sort of stuff. And it's initially
everything that comes with being a human.
100%, right?
Yep.
But the ones that do really well with it are the ones that are able to recognize that it is normal, bro.
Yep.
If that makes sense. So it's pushing a message around that. And initially it was a children's line. Since having my daughter, it was a really big thing on my partner Alex. We're both involved with this, and she got really big into sort of affirmations and mantras and all that a few years ago, which built a lot of awareness around myself as well. So we wanted to push that through children to start with, in our own daughter, since we had her. And then we started to realize it's actually not just kids, bro. It actually affects us as adults as well, especially our generation. If that's how we want, I want my daughter to grow up knowing that she is, all my kids to grow up knowing that they're good enough, if that makes sense. So, and I think it starts with us to push that messaging into those children, to change the sort of the narrative around that. So that's sort of it in a short sort of spiel, really.
Yeah, no, because when I seen it, because I get quite bad in imposter syndrome.
Yep.
I always think, like I thought I wasn't good enough to do podcasts. Like I got it when I started the podcast. I didn't think, oh nah, felt like a fraud or fucking, all the things that come with
Now you're the voice.
But like even like little milestones and achievements, I always thought, no, I don't deserve this, like, praise that we're getting from people. But yeah, that's when I come across the old Good Enough Human, the brand, and that's, I kind of felt like
resonated to that message.
Yeah, resonated to that message, bro. So no, that's awesome. What to expect? When's your first drop?
So we're hoping to have it sort of wrapped up in around like 3 or 4 weeks time from now, bro. That's the whole idea. Just depends on like the production time, bro. Normally it's about a 3-week turnaround. But what to expect in terms of the drop, we'll look at doing it's sort of a natural progression going into clothing. We'll sort of like it anyway. But we'll do 3 t-shirts, so three colorways, 3 different designs, and then a couple of hats and a bucket hat. Initially we had a whole winter drop. We was going to do it in July, bro, but just sat on the idea, man. I wish I jumped at it, and whole reason why I pushed the socials was just to get my ass into gear, really. But yeah, and then in terms of what to expect going forward is a children's line, thinking of a name of
Awesome,
calling it Little Human.
Yep.
And then moving into, I'd like to look at some like community events as well, having people in to speak around some things as well. And then what else? I also wanted to push, me and Alex really want to look at doing some form of prints or artwork around it, bro, just for people to have inside their houses as well. And then one thing we're really trying to get our eyes around at the moment is that working with charities. So, proceeds from, as a customer, when you purchase stuff, you can donate, a donation will go towards charities for that as well, whether or not we choose the charity for the month or two or whatever, or there's a couple that you can actually choose and it resonates with yourself as the person. So yeah, that's sort of what to expect initially over the next 12 or so months, and then hopefully the winter drops, we've got it all done and designed, just hopefully drop it in April.
Oh, awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Mean. We might have to close up shop, boys. But Will, you got any quick wisdom, bro? We got
bro. What do we got?
Got about 2 minutes left, bro.
Well, so we're talking about teamwork, bro, with you. And then my old lady with her Queen Lily or Kalani race in Hawaii, the Wakama.
Yep.
All right, boys. Teamwork isn't about how hard you paddle the waka. It's about everyone paddling in the same direction.
Mean.
Yeah,
Bro, that's mean.
Yep.
Nice, bro.
Mean.
She was saying the best team weren't even that big.
But on behalf of us, bro, thank you for coming on, sharing your story. We wish you the best of luck with S30 and Good Enough Human and whatever else you do in the future, bro. So
Awesome, boys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
make it,
bro.
brother. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
choice.
Mean.
What's up, bro? Cheers.
All right, thanks for listening, everyone.
Ka kite whānau.
Later.
Later.
Chip.